Hello Packmates, welcome back to iiVoltageWolf art channel. This is iiVoltageWolf, and I have come to teach you about how shading should look, and to avoid the mistake of shading with black or white. So for instance, if you notice a lot of artists, they seem to shade with a hue shift when it comes to color. I'm going to grab my charcoal tool here, and I'm going to create a bush. Alright, so we're starting with this, alright? And if you want to get help shading, for instance, you want to put a light source down, you can, like, draw a sun here. So it's shining in from over here, alright? We're gonna change the opacity of this so that you can see this better. And back to the charcoal tool. So, for the shading, for this bush, you would need to have the multiply setting on the layer you want your shadows on. For warmer light, you would need cool shadows. For cold light, you would need warm shadows. So we are going to do some cold shadows. So this is our bush now. Notice how the blue here is blending nicely with this green. However, if we were to do the same thing with black, so I'm gonna like grab a gray here to show you the difference. So with a black, it just wouldn't look so good. Avoid black as much as possible because that'll make your shading look like crap. So our bush is looking great so far. So, now what we gotta do is obey lighting rules. So, for good lighting, do not shade with a brighter version of the color. Instead, see this green here? We're going to like make this an addition layer for the lighting. So let's not use an addition layer. So lesson learned for me, do not do that. Because it'll look like crap. Just stick with normal layers. Alright, so we just obey the lighting. So with this bush, notice how the lighting is hitting the bush this way. I might need to change this because that don't look right. So with that, we have our bush. But the most important thing is, so what we're gonna do is draw a circle, alright? Just so that you get an idea. I want you to do this with me, alright? We don't focus on the bush anymore. We're past that. So, for instance, I'm gonna draw a blue circle. Oh wait, that's on top of the multiply layer. So I'm gonna draw a blue circle. Based on what you saw and what you heard me say, what's your first instinct? If you guessed using a purple, you're right, because... Oh, that's right. I forgot to switch to the multiply layer. That would be right, because, that's how you properly shade a blue, is to use a purple. Now, let's do this again, but with a box. So, with this box, what is your first instinct, based on what you heard me say and what you saw me do. That's right. If you guessed using a violet color for the shading, you would be right. So, you get the idea. If you've been following my exercises, good job. I just really want to like teach this shading and also learn along with it. So for light, let's find that outline layer. Yeah, that's the outline layer. I mean highlight, I'm sorry, what was I saying? If you have Krita, if you want to like softly shade this, then that's good with me. You can use the airbrush if you'd like, but I choose not to do that because if you were to put light on this cube, what's your first instinct? That's right, you would use a brighter color here. Alright, and for this ball, because it's facing that light, what's your first instinct? That's right. Instead of going for something like this, which would just be bland, go for something like this. So I hope this helped you fix your shading, you know? I hope this helped you fix your shading. I'll tell you one thing before I leave. The only acceptable way to use black and white as shading is if the thing that's being hit with light and shadows is grayscale. And what I mean by grayscale is the thin line right here on this triangle that goes from white to black. So if your subject is grayscale, you can shade with white and black. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for stopping on by of iiVoltageWolf's art channel. Subscribe for more art tips and speed paints. See you next time, Packmates.